It's fascinating. I'm not even knocking them. I'm just genuinely puzzled now.
Well, we got our quarter 5, the big 9 o'clock hour, 9 to 9:15 p.m. Coke's backstage promo, and the start of the Young Bucks versus Bro Dito, the team of Brody King and Bandito. Bro Dito, a picture-in-picture, 744,000 viewers.
And that, I would think, is their biggest start to a 9 o'clock hour in months, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that was also the biggest in his long time.
Yeah. But now here's the question. Now that they've actually put it to the ultimate test, the Buckaroos, where do we go from here, Ryan, now that all the children have grown up?
Quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. The continuation of the Bucks versus Brodito with picture-in-picture ads, the Mark Briscoe MJF video, and the Hurt Syndicate backstage angle. 728,000 viewers.
Okay, they're down 16,000, but still remarkably consistent for a show unlike in, I would think, years at this point, at this level. And what did they do with MJF and the Hurt Syndicate?
Well, he's not in the Hurt Syndicate.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
What is that? He's about like a little brother. But it's over, and he better watch out when he gets the world title because Bobby Lashley is hungry.
That's it.
For now, the gym, quarter 7.
Do we have any idea what it's going to be? Well, they said, no, no, we ain't going to do this yet.
Quarter 7 to 8:39.
Yeah.
Break. The FTR Stokely Hathaway backstage angle. Did you see this promo where Stokely has to wrestle Cope next week? Somehow that's the punishment. He has to wrestle Cope. He does his promo. He goes, "You don't think I know how to fight? I've been fighting my whole life. I'm short. I'm bald. I don't get no hose." And as he's saying this, Cash Wheeler can't keep a straight face. It's like Gene Okerlund standing next to him. But now that promo.
And by the way, that would work if they never bothered to make him a respected, legitimate, established main event manager and put some heat on him. But now it's going to be another one of these fucking things you'd see down at the rec center and on an indie show.
The Swerve Okada video, a Swerve Strickland ramp promo, Mark Briscoe and Adam Page's backstage angle, and an ad break. 669,000 viewers.
Again, that late in the show, they started with that the last several episodes. So, bravo. But what is it about this? They had a goddamn cage world title loser leave and gets chainsawed fucking deal a few weeks ago and didn't do this. What the fuck's going on?
Again, the only thing I remember was the buzz around the Hurt Syndicate speedball problems, and nothing really came about on this show dealing with that. We go to quarter 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m. We have a 12-minute overrun. Queen Aminata and Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander's backstage promo, and the start of Mark Briscoe versus MJF with picture-in-picture. 620,000 viewers. 12-minute overrun, almost a quarter. Continuation of Briscoe versus MJF, and the post-match with Adam Page. 646,000 viewers.
Good Lord. Okay. When you read that main event off, I was going to say, well, you know what? Briscoe and MJF. That's what they wanted to see. That's the thing they all tuned away from. That's the only thing in that parade of terror that you just read off that would have interested me in the least was MJF versus Mark Briscoe. And that was the first thing on the show in the ratings. So, and now I guess they've officially nullified MJF with this wishy-washy bullshit with him.
You know how I feel, and I like Mark Briscoe, but I think the way he's been booked up until this very recent period where they kind of started trying to push him, but even that he started losing during that period too. I think the way he was booked and specifically losing match after match, sometimes meaningless match, on this show, I don't think fans are tuning in for him. It would have to be a rebuild.
Yeah.
You'd have to really spend time and do it right and get people clamoring to see him. And he deserves that, but it just hasn't happened. But that's AEW. And the key demo did rise in their defense. It went from 212 to 231 to 250. But that was AEW Dynamite.
And 231, 275. What do I hear from you, Brian?
Well, that was AEW Dynamite for August 6th. But, Jim, you know, another thing we're talking about here at the end of the show is it's summertime. People are outdoors. They're getting sun.
Yeah.
For a swim. You get tired. The sun beats you down. Swimming right there.
It's like a heaviness, Brian, over you.
That's exactly right. Hello, heaviness. And what we're asking you to do is say goodbye, heaviness, and have a heavenly mattress and a heavenly night's sleep from our friends at Helix Sleep.
That's right. We want you people to take a load off. And if you'd like to dump a load, there's no place better than a Helix mattress to do it, folks. I'll tell you that right now, because no matter what kind of load you may be carrying, you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, or possibly it's in your lower back, or maybe it's in your sinus passages and your nasal capacities, where you got the sleep apnea, and you need some, or potentially you're just a sweat rag of grimy greasiness in the middle of the night because you sweat when you sleep like some kind of worried international gangster afraid that you're going to be captured by an international fucking police ring any moment for your crimes. You're just sweating and shaking. They got one of those for you too. No matter what your defect is about your sleeping, they've got a mattress that can help address that issue. And you go to helixsleep.com and you look them up and you take the quiz and you assert to yourself which mattress might be best for you. You order, you purchase it, and it's delivered right to your door, Brian, with post haste. As a matter of fact, with the expediency, it will come to you, and then you just put it where you want it, and there it becomes. But, you know, no matter what kind of heaviness that you're carrying, the burdens of today's world, and the hurry-scurry schedules we've got, and the people with children. If you're one of these families with 16, 18 kids, well, they got little bitty mattresses. You can just take the spare room and just mattress the whole floor with the kids' mattresses, because a bunch of them will fit in there, and just stick them suckers in sideways and long, kind of like a crosshatch pattern. And that way you can have the girls sleep one way and the boys sleep the other way. You're always
ladies and gentlemen, the comedy portion of the show has ended. We're now getting serious, and we're talking about serious things, and of course, serious mattress, serious scenes on these mattresses. That's right, serious mattresses.
You can get serious on these mattresses. You can get downright busy on a Helix mattress. I'll tell you what. So
if you need some,
that's right.
If you need some mattress,
put it right on a Helix mattress.
And of course, get a good night's sleep. It's always a good time, especially in the summer. The sun beating you down. The star of the show saying crazy things. Whatever it may be, we all.
You know what's coming up? You know, it's a holiday coming up. The holiday, Labor Day, where nobody works, is coming up. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, and until September the 8th, might I add, but you take advantage right now, because you don't know, they might run out of mattresses. Bunch of lazy people trying to fucking stockpile these things.
What? Wait, hold on. They're going to run out of mattresses because there's a lazy person buying up all the mattresses?
That's right. You see it on the news. You see it on the news. There's a bunch of lazy people trying to stop.
You have recently talked about the fact that you couldn't order the pay-per-view. And we had to talk about the fact that pay-per-view is a dying thing. In demand is done. UFC just announced their new deal with Paramount Plus. Or I should say just Paramount, because they're going to be simulcasting things or airing things directly on CBS, the Tiffany network. But they announced this major deal,
You've got to be kidding.
and we can talk about some of the specifics and how it. We could discuss monopolies too. We could discuss a lot of things. But what do you think about the fact that they are very publicly coming out and saying the pay-per-view model is dead? We're getting away from the pay-per-view model. There's nothing there. I mean, I saw some photos like there's nothing there except movies and boxing. And I don't even hear about boxing anymore.
Well, and that's most of the people that are boxing these days are doing it at Costco. Here's the thing with it, and a lot of people, there's going to be, by the way, Brian, I'm pretty sure some type of chatter or rumors or just people not knowing what the fuck's going on over the next few days at least on some kind of social media. Maybe it might not be widespread, but in my little town here, it was on the news today, the local news, but while they were talking about Paramount having the streaming rights for UFC to, as you just said, go to their fucking thing that they do. The graphic on the screen at the bottom just said, Paramount buys UFC. Because I was on the phone, right? And I had the TV up, but it was muted. I'm on the phone, and I look up, and I see that graphic, and I wait, what? And I pause it when I get off the phone. I go back, and they're talking about streaming rights, and it wasn't even my afternoon man, Gilbert Corsi, that did OVW and understands the world of this. It's the noon people, and they're reading the copy, the story. But they didn't really specifically. They said, "Oh yes, Paramount has bought the rights to televise these events," but they didn't. There was a lot of ambiguity as to who bought what and whether they just sold the UFC. So I bet you we're going to hear some. If it was like that in other local news areas or whatever, we might hear some rumors. Anyway, I don't know what these fucking services all are, or what I need to do, how I must qualify, what paperwork I need to fill out. Do I need to show proof of citizenship? And then do they have to come to my house with an organ grinder and a monkey and play the saber dance while I jump through hoops? Hoops, Brian, I say hoops.
The powder's
To
in his
see these things.
Well, for UFC fans, this is a big savings. Previously, they were with ESPN, where to get the pay-per-views, I believe you had to subscribe to and pay for ESPN's app and then pay an additional, whatever, $69 per pay-per-view event to stream it through the app.
Maybe I should try something else.
Now,
But it
Paramount Plus, $11, $12, somewhere in that range. So it's a great savings, and a lot of these fights will be on CBS. The question is, will it expose that maybe there isn't as big an audience for UFC as has been touted, or will it go the other way? And will it show a big audience and lead to a big new exposure on that growing format, television?
But I understand.
$1.1 billion
shit
average
himself
annual
when we brought him
value
down here.
per year.
Yes,
Was it
that's
insisted on
just
side?
insane. But I understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
My brother told me this story.
But in the first place, again, a lot of people, whether it was saving money or not, if they were the most dedicated, like the wrestling fans that are the most dedicated, they're figuring out ways to get the wrestling, right? I would assume it's the same thing with the UFC people. They're most dedicated. They've already got this shit. Now they need to get some other shit. They need to drop that shit they got, and they need to get this other shit. But in the case of the wrestling, as we'll be talking about, or we're going to talk about it here in a minute, that the shit they need to get ain't even there yet. And how are you going to get the shit? Who's going to be bringing the shit to you? Who will be shipping the shit to you, Brian? And who will be receiving the shit? This is all questions that still need to be asked and answered about this whole fucking rigmarole.
That wasn't really a question or anything. I can easily jump in and follow up with, but Jim, we will continue.
This is a statement of my goddamn position on the matter.
So let's look at the big picture here. And last week,
Nothing in my possession.
as we were doing our classically themed show, we did have one story that we addressed, which was the WWE ESPN announcement. And I guess it's still being ironed out which cable services will offer free access to subscribers through cable. That's something we've seen in the past. I get Peacock for free through my Xfinity Comcast cable. But again, if people aren't paying for cable, kids aren't paying for cable, it really doesn't affect them. It affects just us fuddy-duddies with cable. But they've done that deal. Brandon Thurston posted something. Between UFC and WWE, again, same parent company, TKO.
Yeah.
They will have media deals in 2026
Where are we heading to?
with Netflix for Raw and International WWE, with Disney, which is ESPN, for WWE Premium Live events, with NBC Universal for SmackDown, with Nexstar for the NXT with CW, Paramount, the UFC. It says here a smaller deal with Fox, which is Evolve on Tubi,
Or not to be
and it says here
determined.
WBD is the only major I could think of without.
You
Of
got
course, they have
cash?
AEW, but
I
I
might
can
have
tell you
something to
it's still out
sell.
there, and there's a couple of rumors going around about this, especially with the talk about what's going to happen to the WWE catalog. YouTube. Don't be surprised if YouTube jumps into the fray here, because WWE started these vault channels for a reason, and they've seen the
Don't
potential
hesitate to come
revenue.
back.
So
I'm
don't be
always
surprised if
open.
there's another deal there, but
Well, that's going to be the only place for us old folks with the the old crotchet in us to be able to see the classic library. But with that classic library, they can put shit out there forever.
the idea, though, that this company, WWE's parent company, owns, I shouldn't say owns, and they have all these deals in place with all the major players.
I just when you read those off, I counted 5 confirmed and 1 that you speculated on, which is you said runs the gamut of every major goddamn outfit except for poor old Tony Khan's friends.
So whether you're Tony Khan or anyone else, let's say there's a different billionaire right now who ran a company and it's not AEW. You know what I mean? It could be anyone. And that's a really great wrestling company and everyone likes it. It's the same situation. There's a shutout taking place where if Tony lost WBD, he would have nowhere to go. Not to say he couldn't, again, with his money, he can do whatever he wants. He can create a platform. He could buy a platform. But in terms of what's there now, WWE and their parent company are locking down every single major deal. It's going to be like venues. You think any of them are going to want deals with AEW? They probably can't have it contractually. You can't set up in this venue until 24 hours after we leave, or whatever it is. But what do you think of the idea? Again, it could be Tony Khan, and it is. But no matter who is a number 2 right now, the next number 2 in the States is TNA, and they're under the WWE umbrella. They're all but sold to WWE.
They're like the Beatles on the top 40 chart in '64. They just what the fuck?
And that's the next television deal. And they got AAA, and they'll get a television deal in the States for AAA. What do you do? Like, how does a number 2? This is so much different than it was under Vince, who did everything he could to crush any competition. This is some of it deliberate to hurt AEW, but they're not signing these deals to hurt AEW. They're just trying to get as much as they can out of this before they try to sell it eventually. But they're creating a situation where no
You're
one else...
asking 18 questions with commas at the end.
I'm sorry. There's a lot here to think about.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. But here's the thing is that Vince tried to destroy competition and didn't want to work with anybody else. And usually if he did work with somebody else, it was either that with me in Knoxville I was no threat and didn't want to be, or with everybody else it kind of went headlawler in Memphis. But, he could work with AAA, but it didn't matter. He was doing his thing. But now that they want to control the literal fucking world, And they have those Beatles spots in the top 5 where, okay, we got the SmackDown, we got the Raw, we got Saturday Night's Main Event, we got NXT, we got, and TNA under their umbrella, and AAA coming in. You know, you said Tony Khan could buy his own outlet. Actually, that's not even true anymore. Because now for any, poor old Shad's only worth $12 billion, and for any type of media outlet, these days, it's more than that to just buy the fucking thing. They can't, this is a vast WWE conspiracy to, basically shut it. They're not even trying to shut a lot of people out because there's not a lot of people that are even getting close enough to the door for you to slam at their face. But they want a presence with every media and every media outlet so that they can milk as much money out of each one of them as possible.
So they can get as much as they can when they go private and sell to the Saudis.
And I'm not saying that
That's the long game.
ain't going to happen either, but I'm just saying right now, it's yes, they can choke off Tony, but there's not even anybody else that can even play this fucking game anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you started up a wrestling company tomorrow, you had funding and you had talent and you were ready to go, what are you going to do? I mean, anyone can right now go on YouTube, and I don't know if WWE deal with YouTube would prohibit anyone else. It probably would. They would look it up with their own stuff. But at this point, social media and YouTube may be the best way. I mean, Amazon's still out there and stuff, but again, it's a shrinking marketplace, and some of it's intentional because you're preventing any competition from ever being able to exist.
But
every streaming platform locked down in an exclusive deal. How can anyone else exist?
And I mean, to a lesser extent, maybe the mixed martial arts world and boxing, we don't know that we're not experts. Who knows, who has the power these days. But they do have somewhat of a conglomerate monopoly on any kind of combat sport. And here's the thing. If there is a well-off fan of wrestling who also was a multi-millionaire, and he said, you know what, for the love of the game, I'll put something together, and on a regional basis, I say that you could probably, if you put significant time, money, and effort in it, had a location that you could afford, and the conditions were right, and access to fucking local sponsorships and people that would get other media that would get involved. You can do independent shows in a regional area like the Southeast or the Carolinas on maybe, I don't know whether it'd be every couple of months basis you do 2 or 3 shows in a row where you're bringing in talent, figure out some kind of TV thing, and if a guy was willing to just say, fuck it, we're going to do this and hopefully find the people to do it well, and just say, I don't care whether I make money or not, after a couple of years, if you did it well and you had still local television for something like this, you could probably do some big independent shows and you would do okay. But I don't know if you'd live long enough to make all your startup money back. But I mean, otherwise, you ain't going to be in the big time wrestling business, boy.
So you know how I think, because I've been saying, again, irrespective of the content of AEW, I think Tony needs to fight back, and he needs to fight back harder, and he needs to have a team of people ready to fight back, because they're fucking with him every way they can, and even when it's just like an inconvenience, they fuck him. Just like there's no excuse sometimes. They've announced they're running a pay-per-view against All Out. Directly against them because, why not? But Tony has to do something too. It can't just be giving cute quotes to the wrestling press. I think there should be a fucking campaign, and it should be like, WWE makes all this money. How come they don't pay their wrestlers as much as we do? Or just make it every discussion they don't want to have publicly, and just bring it to them with that. That's all you can do right now because all they care about is that stock price. That's the only thing they care about.
Yeah, but here's the thing. For the people that they would be speaking to or that would listen to them, they already know these things, and it hadn't really been a goddamn issue so far. And so I don't.
I'm not saying advertise it to the wrestling fans. I'm saying forget about the wrestling fans. Bring it to the Wall Street Journal. Take out a full-page ad. Bring it to the business community. That's what hurts them. It doesn't. How you trash WWE may hurt WWE to your own existing fans, but it's not going to do anything to grow AEW or not going to do anything to really hurt their company. If you bring it to the business community, then you have a shot.
Okay, but then tell me why that the Wall Street Journal or the business community, these people care when either here comes this Rick Moranis looking motherfucker in.
Fuck it, full-page ad. Do what Vince used to do.
Nobody reads the ads.
I'm saying attention.
Listen to me, is what I'm saying. Consider the source. Here you've got the WWE, the worldwide leader in sports entertainment, with all the fucking billions of dollars on the stock exchange and the goddamn superstars. They're everywhere. This goddamn just they're the big deal here. They're the goddamn people are in the goddamn administration. These people, they're all over the place. They're filthy with them. And here goes Khan as he talks for Tom Burke, and maybe one other person out there. He reminds me of Kenny Levitt, his younger days. He's got a lot of energy.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous.
And they could, the WWE could say in response to anything that AEW could say, well, look at this. Here's a montage of their programming, and there's the blood drinking and the head slicing and the fucking nonsense.
Hey, listen, they're not embarrassed by it. If WWE brought that to anyone else's attention, they're still not going to be embarrassed by that.
I'm just saying that, to me, if you said, look, here is who is knocking us, and they saw that, they said, well, we don't get involved with these people.
I think if you had a serious campaign, a serious campaign against WWE,
Excellent work back there, 47. Let me know when you're ready to continue. I'll be waiting. You've done well, 47. We now have information on the Syndicate leader's current whereabouts. I've provided you with new intel. Welcome to Miami. It's time to put an end to them. The leader is currently operating in the area. However, we have very little intel on their identity. As to why they are here, well, we know this. They are here for an exchange. As for their identity, we know that they have no hair. They are wearing a necklace. They are wearing glasses and earrings. As for characteristics, we know the target is a smoker, and they suffer from dehydration. That's all I have for you at present. Godspeed, 47.
Jim, it's me. I'm here now, ready to meet up with Sierra Knox over at the hotel.
Figured I might get a little more spirituality in my life, and then...
Let me just repeat the ground rules for those of you new to the car This race.
Sure, you got it!
What?
What? Looks like someone stolen a stick. Are you alright? Hey, you need to leave. Don't worry, we have the situation under control, okay?
I understand.
Remember, folks, this racer, it's all about getting your car covered as many miles as possible, no matter how far out as it is up. There is still plenty of time. Anything can happen.
Alice represents the next level of personal stealth technology. Hey, you alright? Oh, okay. Coming out of it. Do we have a description of who we're looking for?
I don't know. Could be anyone.
Let me just repeat the ground rules for those of you all about which team
Hey, over here.
I'm at the location now and I have nothing to report, over. Affirmative.
Talcum powder stuff all over it. It kind of comes with the territory,
Just feel the tension in the air. Now, this is a good, clean family show, folks. Make no mistakes. But at the end of the day, it's all about winning. And Moses Lee and Sierra Knox are neck and neck out there. Remember, folks, endurance racing is all about getting your car to cover as many miles as possible, no matter how burned out or beat up it may be. No way! What the heck? Still some time to go, folks.
Good for Tucker.
Eso es una pregunta muy personal, ¿verdad? Okay, what about here?
No, this is perfect. There's always going to be someone pushing.
I went by picking up beat stuff
yesterday.
and
It's how you respond that decides where you'll finish at the end of the day.
Oh, come on, again?
Just to get this straight, you had no idea the device was in fact a bomb.
None whatsoever.
He stole the idea for his first car.
Look at that. It's
Let me know if I can be of help.
fact is that Kronstadt is very likely withholding information on what actually happened in Tongass Valley. And I think the people have a right to know.
You know Robert Knox?
Let me just repeat some ground rules for those of you new to endurance racing. You gotta cover as much ground as possible within the time frame. When the time's up, we have our winner. And the key here is tire management. I mean, if you're not careful, you could burn these tires off after 10 laps. It's a huge deal.
Oh, this isn't good. Ooh, I don't think this is good at all.
Don't forget, this is it's as much as it is about the driver's tactics.
Keeping it safe. Protection in numbers.
Congratulations. The leader is eliminated, sending a clear message. Get back to the safe house. I'll be in touch.
About which team can go the distance. Fuel efficiency
You
and
have no
reliability.
idea.
That's the name of
Just come back if you need more.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget, the secret of endurance racing is to keep that car going until the end. This race is not over until the clock ticks down.
Been told that I don't understand why, because I paid that money a long time ago.
You feeling better? Yeah. Thanks.
Doctor gave me some sort of vitamin hydration, normally reserved for the driver.
God, I'm stressing out so much right now. I just saw a fight downstairs by the garage. Some guy dressed as one of the flamingo mascots just got jumped by this.
When the time's up, we have our winner.
Well, I don't know. I really don't want to get involved. A lot of unpaid traffic tickets, you know? And the guy was definitely just sort of mumbling something about Sierra Knox.
Well, that's okay. So, yeah, Trevor Jones just wants to put California behind him and get on those stand race endurance possible. And who knows, getting your car to cover as many miles as possible, no matter how burned out or beat up it may be.
Oh, so she. Yep.
Come on, be a gentleman.
Don't forget, this race is all about getting some miles. It's as much about the car's stamina and technology as it is about the driver's talent. So that's Bruno Diaz. Came in third last year. He'd want to do better this time. And I wouldn't be too surprised to see him on the podium at the end of the day. Don't forget, the secret of endurance racing is to keep that car going
Hey, see you for drinks afterwards and shenanigans? What did that person do to you? You're gonna die!
Hey, I really need a helping hand here.
Suspect is over there! Give him up! You got it! Get down! Officer, down! I understand. Whoa! You copy, Central? Got it stiff. The perp must be close by. I'll give you cover! Move in! Go now! Did he just disappear? Tell me what's going on.
And now a short message from our sponsors, Guardian Tire, because you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I don't got anything.
Dude, don't panic. Out of the way. Out of the way. You got it.
Ever heard the expression, truth is stranger than fiction?
I will.
Oh.
I'm getting information that's closer to the ceremony, but not quite there yet. Just saw the actor J.B. St. Remington in the press room, by the way. Those of you older race fans might remember him from such films as Casino and Daytona Drivers Club. Yeah, they don't make them like that.
I'm telling you, Miss Knox is going to be pissed. I did the pre-race checkup on her. Well, let's just say she's not bad.
Well done, 37. This will make anyone think twice before heading to another time. Excellent, Citizen. You took down the syndicate, but we have intel that there are more connected. Eliminate them all. You will be well rewarded. Prepare and let me know when you are ready. I'll be in touch when you reach your destination. Welcome to Hokkaido. Intel tells us that there are syndicate members in the area. I trust that you can find them and eliminate them. However, They're on high alert, so you need to be careful. Be careful, 47.
Good evening.
Sick of waiting around. Come on.
Hmm?
You should go see. Sure.
Syndicate member eliminated. Well done, 47.
Ah, crap.
You must be kidding me. A weapon? What?
So you doing yoga after?
I wish. I had 2 lessons booked, but I just got informed that I have been bumped back in the queue.
Oh, and that's gotta be an error, right? Did you talk to the instructor?
As expected. Too crowded and too little. Good weaklings with it. Delicate skin. No, I'll pass. Oh, wow.
Find that! Go, go!
Roger that.
Why not just meet in a cafe?
You know, in case you decide to use a bit more oomph. You're kidding. It's pretty clever when you think about it. Treating bipolar disorder is one thing, but you gotta think mass market. I mean, who wouldn't like a controlled boost of oxytocin when they're out of town?
Step back. Let the pros do their thing.
Jason Portman, please come to the hospital entrance. A doctor will escort you to your checkup. That was for Mr. Jason Portman. A doctor will escort you to your appointment. Please proceed to the hospital entrance.
Find out what that was.
Damn. We've got a possible intruder. Sweeping area. Over. Play tricks on us.
It's Ito. You called earlier.
Those bandages off in no time at all.
All's clear on our end. Strange.
Keep moving, boys.
Well done, 46. This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate.
Come on, chest out, chin up. I got shit to do. Yeah, that's a great line.
Yeah, whatever. You know, your voice gets a little bit bitchy sometimes.
Hey! What are you doing?
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the Syndicate. Get back to the safe house. I'll be in touch.
Hey, so you're the curator.
You wanna buy something? You name it, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Come back anytime.
Don't know. I think that might be the kitchen.
Okay, but can I ask you something?
So,
That's a little harsh, isn't it? A total ban?
I don't know. The patient did die. Famous for it, that.
Still, it's not the chef's fault. What was the kitchen apprentice thinking, cutting out a fugu fish by himself unsupervised? I mean, it takes years of practice. Didn't the kid realize how poisonous
I don't know. But anyway, the hospital administration.
Go.
he's a kid. He probably wanted to show off, I don't know. But anyway, the hospital administration probably thought it would be better to do band serving.
Poor chef. That was the best part of the trip. Now what do we do with the last goo-goo?
Throw it out, I guess. It's a damn shame to do.
Thanks, Naz.
Impressive work you did back there. I'm ready when you've prepped the next assignment. Bon voyage, 47. Welcome to Santa Fortuna, Colombia. Intel tells us that the operative syndicate members are currently in the area. Track them down and do what you do best. Don't disappoint, 47. Good luck.
Heard that? Proceed.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Watch out!
Piss off, dickhead.
Oh, yeah. I feel horrible.
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the syndicate.
I mean, I keep seeing him skating around on that slippery cliff looking for platforms, but then he's not smart.
Stay low! Stay low!
Must be very important for him to risk his life like this. I guess so. He wants to give up.
Syndicate member eliminated. Well done, 46. Excellent work, 46. You've spread fear within the syndicate. Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the syndicate. Get back to the safe house. I'll be in touch.
You fucking cunt. Oh, I should have just died there and killed him. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll be back to you later. That. Yeah.